Hello. How are we doing? Aside from having typos. How's it going? Let's get that music on. There we go. Move myself a little closer to the camera. There we go. Ow! I'm back. Back with these boys. I'm not going to do full warm-up, but I'm at least going to slightly warm up my hand really quick. Up to there, across, and again, across. And a bit of a squiggle. Cause we doing lining. We are lining. Yeah, we doing lining today. The last like 3 pictures I've done have been lining, and like it's interesting because I feel like I went for a long period not doing any line work, and then in the last week I've like started it back up again. I've been enjoying it because honestly just the simple thing of like messing with the line weight, it was something that like I'd observed from other artists, and I feel like I've started to apply that more. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's been a quiet day, which in the grand scheme of things is a good thing, really. We don't want too much going on. I got some tea, I'm gonna just take a sip. The last piece that I did, I was very, very happy with. What I was doing on Tuesday, on the Tuesday art stream. Let me know if the music's a little loud, by the way, because that might just be my headphones. I'm gonna turn them down. Whoa, sweet memories. This is so good. Awesome. Yeah. So I'm afraid I won't be showing. I did finish Tuesday's piece. As I said I wanted to. I stayed up way too late, but I got it done and I got it submitted. I don't believe I can show it until the event. I don't know if they're gonna tell me in advance if I have actually been chosen, or if it's one of those things where I actually gotta go and look at the gallery and see if I got put in it. But who knows? It may be one of those things where I find out like on the day that it goes live that I'm in there, but I don't learn from opening it up. I learn from potentially gaining some new followers, because that would be nice. That was potentially the idea. I was unsure what link to put because there is only space for one link. So I made one of those link tree things, which was basically a page for you to put all your links on. So hopefully some people go through there and find me. The link tree has both my Twitters, my Twitch, and I think also my TikTok. Even though I don't consider myself a TikToker at all. I've made one. And it got a few likes. I'll be honest, it did get a few likes, so I am tempted to make another one, but that does not a TikToker make, I do not think. But yeah. I should probably put the link tree on a few things, since obviously that's what it's for, instead of having a million links. But yeah, unsurprisingly, it's linktree/BlueSkyWolf09. Not to be surprising. Yeah, I opted that would be better than Skywolf, because obviously most of my links are Blue Sky, and Skywolf is the art. But it links to both. They're both applicable. The actual URL is linktree/BlueSkyWolf. If you know, Linktree is one of those websites where the URL has a dot halfway through. So it's linktre.ee is what Linktree is. But whatever. We'll see. We'll see. I digress. Close this down. So yeah, it's not quite a month away, I don't think. What does it say? Announcements. Oh, they did actually post a reminder to be like, hey, the things are closing. And they posted it yesterday, which was when they closed. So I got in. I believe I got in time in that case. Where's the date? I've actually forgotten the date. Sign in. I forgot. June 17th, 19th. Yeah. So I'm probably going to be too busy to go myself, because that's obviously slap bang in the middle of when we've got stuff going on, which is fine. So I guess I will find out if my phone gets a few notifications, whether or not it got accepted. Is that when we're actually away? No, it's not. It's not when we're away. Okay, so I could potentially run away for half an hour and check it out. And I may run away for half an hour, especially if, who knows, maybe some of my buds in the Discord may poke me and be like, you didn't tell us that you put a thing in the world. And I was like, haha, surprise. I may log on to go look at it in person. Anyway, got thoroughly distracted. Arcanine lines. Fingers crossed all goes well. Feeling good about my art lately, mainly because I've successfully completed quite a few pieces in this month, I would say. Which, as long-time friends know, used to be quite an issue for me. Actually getting stuff finished took an age, or just never happened. And I've got 2 pieces that I sketched, lined, coloured, and shaded this month. And I've got this one as well. This is number 3, which is already well on its way to potentially be done this month as well. That's a heckin' huge process for me. I'm hoping I can somewhat keep it up. But yeah, especially since obviously I burned through my backlog. But yeah, the first piece got uploaded today. Oh, hello, chat spammers. Please leave. Thank you, Des. Thank you very much. Bonk. Get bonked. Okay. Time to start a fluff. Maybe you're cheeky. Excuse me, as I you see my camera move as I slowly roll my chair to the side. One movement. the reset to the position. And slide back in. Being cheeky and opening up a window on Spook's computer. Ah. Look at those poor distinguished gentlemen. Yes! Yes! Part of me was like, well, if I'm drawing an Arcanine, do I kind of make it like Archer? But I was like, nah, because this technically isn't for me. So I kept it more of the slightly friendly because Archer's a grumpy boy. Archer's so grumpy. Archer's such a big grumpy boy. Oh no, not 25, 10. There we go. There we go. My razor settings were different. Grumpy boy like a big, noisy husky. Not quite like a husky, because huskies are, like, sassy. He's not sassy. He's not sassy, he's, if you so much as look at me, I will set you on fire. But he loves his mummy very much. That's why she always says he's a big softie. I can't remember which nature he has in the game that I have my primary archer in at the moment, my sword and shield. It's attack up special down, I believe. Is that adamant? Or is that serious? Increase stat. Attack. Decrease stat. Adamant, yeah. In game he has an adamant nature. Adamant, refusing to be persuaded or change one's mind. Yeah, I probably wouldn't really need to change that from a roleplay perspective. Yes, the Talar approach of fuck these guys except you, I love you. Yes. Yes, that's Archer. But Archer technically predates Talar. So yeah, he has an adamant nature, which I was about to say, is like, is that what he would have from a roleplay game perspective? And I'm like, yeah, it probably would be. It'd be adamant or serious. But adamant suits him because he is quite stubborn. Adamant is essentially stubborn, according to Google. And I think stubborn is a nature, so I guess adamant is stubborn. Which is quite... I like that his in-game nature matches his role-playing nature, because the in-game nature is, like, the best suited for him in the way that I built him. Because he's... you know, he's an attacker. All of his attacks are physical attacks, so it was like, well, he doesn't need special attack, he needs... because he doesn't have any special attack moves, so he's pure attack. Eating up the night. Not sure for Cubone, would Fema be naughty? Oh no, Fema's your boy, you know his personality. It's whether you want to talk about it from an RP perspective or a gameplay perspective. They said I'm lucky in that apparently Archer's fits for both. Naughty is attack up to special defense down. Basically kobold, a little gremlin who picks fights. Is that brave? Hasty? Rash. That might be rash. Isn't that what rash is? If somebody's rash, they sort of like leap to things. Rash. Adventurous, venturesome, daring, daredevil, reckless, foolhardy. Exposing oneself to danger more than required by good sense. Rash might suit from a roleplay perspective. It's special attack up though, so I don't know if that suits from a mechanical perspective, so it might be slightly different. Like Ash's Pikachu, a lot of people think is definitely brave, but it definitely doesn't have the brave stats, because brave is attack up, speed down, and they were like, nah. Looking for America, coming through your school. Rock and roll. I know I've said this a million times, but the Pokemon 5e game, it still lives in my brain and in my computer D drive. Because it turns out that there's a lot of legwork I gotta do. It's funny because the other day Spook was going through some TTRPG documents that, like, I believe he said Panda had sent him. And he was like, there's a Pokemon one in here. And I was like, yeah, there's loads of Pokemon ones that people have made. Pokemon's a very popular game. Like, obviously there's the one that we found, which was, like, being a Pokemon trainer translated into 5e. There's just homebrew monster stats for the Pokemon, which is slightly less interesting because there's loads of homebrew monsters and that's not too hard to do. It's the actual, like, trainer class that I liked, and the mechanics of, like, catching and things like that. And then there's other RPGs where it is just straight up, we made a TTRPG up to play Pokemon in. But I was like, I don't want to learn an entirely new system, especially for something that I wanted to do somewhat casually. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stick to the thing that I know. And then proceeded to not do it. One day we shall indulge. Indeed we shall. Also my tea. Slurp. I don't know if you saw on Twitter yesterday, but free Caterpie is a thing. It's free Caterpie. I mean, by the time I saw it, I glanced at limited amount and knew I had no chance. You say that. I saw them tweet it again this morning, which says to me that it is still active. Because why would you promote it again if it had already run out? But that's up to you. It's free. It is free with a purchase. You do have to buy something, but as a Pokemon fan, for me, that wasn't hard. it wasn't hard for me to just find something and be like, yeah, I want that. Free Caterpie. You had me at free plush. Yeah, as you saw, also as you saw on Twitter, I went to the back rooms yesterday. Oh, that was an experience. And probably not something I would have done on my own. Because it was very... How do I describe it? SCP-ish? But less monsters chasing you. I mean, at one point there was a monster that chased you, and it got me. But it wasn't that wasn't like the entire thing. A lot of it was like creepy atmosphere. How'd it go? I rate it a 6 out of 10. I'll be honest. I rated it a 6 out of 10. I had a fun time, but I feel like a lot of the fun came from me being with my friends. Even without the sort of like fear element, like, because with the fear element I probably wouldn't have played it on my own. Whereas with friends it was less scary. But if I was on my own, I would not have solved a lot of the puzzles that were in there. Because I felt like they weren't... Majority of them were not indicated in the slightest. There are a lot of sections that were just, oh, you need to find a switch and press it, but there's no clue on where you're supposed to look for that switch. Which obviously, like, because honestly, we got through it, but we mostly got through it because one of our friends had already done it. And he sort of half remembered some of it. He didn't remember all of it, so we were still doing some of the puzzle solvings. Like, there was a bit with Morse code that we all sort of stuck with and, like, listened to and was trying to work it out. I got it half right, which I was somewhat happy with. The last one was, I believe, E4, and when I was listening to it, I was like, is it E2? And that wasn't correct, but I was like, oh, I got the E part. I got the E part correct, so I was quite happy with it. But yeah. Benefit of previous experience. But yeah, when he was like, okay, you come over here and you press this, and then we need to turn around and go down this corridor and go left. And I was like, how are you supposed to know that you're supposed to go left? There's nothing on the walls or on the floor. There was no hint from the last one, because a couple of the first ones, it was like, oh, go south from the red, south of the red light, and it's like, okay, we need to find the red light, let's find the red light, and then we hunt around and we find the red light hidden in a thing that's like, okay, so we need to go south from here. And it's like, that's good, but when you hit the red light and it's just like... Now what? And he's like, oh, we gotta go this way and press this, and I'm like, if you were on your own and you hadn't done this before, how would you know that? So I give it a 6 out of 10. Like, the concept is cool, the liminal space of the back rooms is funky, and obviously there were creepy bits and things like that, which was good. That was the intent. It was just some of the puzzles themselves were a little bit lacking. Some of them were very good. There was a number puzzle which I solved, which I was quite proud of. As I said, we did the Morse code one by working together. That was fun. And there was another sort of sound one where it was like, listen to the walls, and that was quite fun because in the like area that we were in, you had to sort of walk around by the walls, and in certain areas they would be playing notes, and the first sign that said listen to the wall page played like a 5-note string, and you basically had to hit the walls in that order. So that was a good one, because the clue was like, listen to the walls. So it's like, okay, we're going to walk around and we're going to listen for noises. And those noises basically indicated where there was a button, because you couldn't see the button. The button was just an invisible thing that you press on the wall. So you had to go around and listen for the correct sounds and press them in the right order. That part was good, because you were given a clue and an indication on what you were supposed to do. It was the bits where there was no indication, where the guy was like, hey, so we're back here, and what we need to do is we go down this tunnel, and then go through this invisible wall, and that's when I was like, wait, how would you know there's an invisible wall there? And how do you know you're supposed to go down this tunnel? All of these rooms look the same. That's the whole point. It's a maze. So, yeah. That's my feedback and criticism. I did laugh when the monster got me because I think at that point it was either laugh or cry. To me, it was funny because, again, we had the friend who had been here before, so he was literally like, okay, this is the bit where the demon's gonna chase after you, as a warning. And I was like, okay, thanks for the warning. That at least won't scare me. And then the monster came out, and I still got scared, and then was the first to die. And I was literally respawned at the start point. I was just like, on my knees, just going, ooh! Confusion like that is what a lot of games of its ilk rely on. Like, I get, like, there is one section that is a maze, but even when we were in, but arguably that bit was clear. Because it was like, okay, we're in this maze, and we're walking around, and then eventually there's this room where on the other side we can see a glowing green light, but the way is blocked by a hot steam vent. So, you know, kind of gamer logic is, okay, you know, green light, that's probably something I got to interact with, this is blocked off, I need to find a way to unblock it. So we continue through the maze. You know, this is literally the maze segment, so I appreciate that, yes, you got to get a little lost in this bit. So we go through the maze segment, find a door, go through the door, and we find the valve. Awesome, we find the valve, the disconnected valve, and there's a little audio clip that plays of someone in the room of like, oh, there's someone else here, we need your help to do this and do that. If we can get the electricity back on if you bring us one of the spark plugs. And things like that. And they're like, okay, that's good. We've got a little thing to be like, we need a spark plug. Awesome. We take the valve, we go back into the maze. Friend warns us that, hey, there's a demon walking around in the maze, your screen will go all staticky, so just keep running. And I'm like, okay, thank you for the heads up. Which is what we do. That's what the photo was. Is I had my camera in my hand, because I was like, I kind of want to get a picture just for the fun of it. So literally that sort of shadow coming around the corner, my screen started to go staticky. So I literally like took the picture but then panic ran away, which is why it's not a very good picture. But anyway, we're running through the maze and we're like, okay, we need to find a place to put this valve in. So we go through the maze and we find the dead end that's got the boiler, and it's like, okay, well, here's where we put the valve, we connect the valve, we activate it, cool. Go back through the maze, the steam's now turned off, we go into the room where the green light is. By the green light is the fuse the guy was after. Excellent, so now we need to go back to the other room that we were just in, which we can kind of vaguely remember the way to because we just went there. Excellent, we go back, all while still avoiding the demon dude, give the guy the valve, give the guy the fuse through a slot in the floor. And you hear the audio cue of him putting it in. He electrocutes himself, which is grim, but the electricity comes back on. You know, from a gameplay perspective, that is better. You had a clear indication of what you needed to do. Whereas some of the other segments, it was just... die, yeah. Some of the segments, it was just, okay, press this switch here. Clunk! Now what? There's no, like, audio cue, or, like, light cue, or anything like that, and sometimes our friend was just like, okay, it'd be easier if we just respawn because we gotta go all the way back, and I'm like, what around here indicates that we have to go back? Because this... yeah. And it sounds like I'm complaining, it's meant to be more of a criticism, because again, it's like, aesthetically the world looks great, and like the voice acting bits were great. And it's got like good spoops. Good spoopies. Death with a hard reset is so heartbreaking. Yeah, that's the thing, is that in that world, if you die, it's not hard reset, it's just you respawn back at the start, but any progress you've made up to that point is still there. You just have to walk back to where you were. So it wasn't punishing by any means. I will say, which I don't know if is probably a limitation of it being a VR world in VR chat, is it's a shame because it's this entire string of triggers that you have to do, as with most games, where you do a thing, it triggers something, and something opens up somewhere. It's a shame because people can drop in and out from VR worlds, and I realised very quickly that if somebody joined after we had, the progress that we had made was not synced. So they had to go through all the puzzles that we had already done to be able to get to the areas that we were in. And I'm like, that's a shame. Because really, if you have a friend, you want to do it with your friend. And it's a shame if they join a little late that they've got to do everything from scratch, and potentially by themselves with no one to help them. Yeah. However, on the flip side, very impressive, I think, that it was made in a VR chat world. It's another one of these things of I've made a game within a game. Because it was of the vein of like, oh, this could actually be just a game that you could get off Steam. We're just playing it in VR. I was very impressed with that. You know, they had voice acting in it. Minecraft can undo. Yes, exactly. You can play Pokémon in Minecraft. Yeah, it was very much you could potentially just play this as a standalone game, but it's been made in VR chat, which obviously makes for a pretty cool experience. And it has like all that cool liminal space stuff that quite a few games do, where it's like, you walk down a corridor, you press a button, and you turn around, and the corridor's different, because video games. And stuff that sort of like messes with your head a little bit, but in a cool way kind of thing. Thankfully, there was nothing that like messes with your perspective. Someone, one of the people that we were with was like, oh, there is another puzzle world that I went to once and did, but I wouldn't recommend it because at one point, one of the triggers makes the entire world like spin, like your entire view spin for like a good 30 seconds. And I was like, oh god, that sounds so nauseous in VR. And he was like, it was, so I do not recommend it. This one was okay, because there wasn't any of that weird twisty stuff. Because like I've noticed in myself that like the very first time I played VR there was a little bit of like ugh, but it is genuine. It is something that like I'm starting to get over, because obviously like doing it more and more frequently, you know, your body kind of gets used to it. But that's just general like movement. Like obviously your brain kind of goes a bit funny when like you can see yourself moving, but like the balance things in your ears can't feel the motion. That's sort of like how travel sickness occurs. It's like, oh, we're moving but we're not moving, and there's a disconnect and I don't like it. But I find I get that less and less the more I play. But that's because regular VR chat doesn't tend to do things like flipping your camera around and stuff like that. Yeah. And obviously there's comfort settings, like, when you first load up VR chat, there's in VR, I should say, because obviously in PC it's like use mouse and keyboard. The first time you load up VR chat in VR, it asks you what movement settings you want, and there's standard walking, and there's teleport, so that you basically don't move and you don't get motion sickness. So when you use teleport, you move the stick and a little like hollow reticule appears to basically be like, where do you want to teleport to? And you just think without any motion. But I kind of decided when I first started, I was like, I'm gonna be getting into VR, so I want to try to train my brain and get used to it. So I was like, I'm just gonna go for standard walk settings and just not walk a lot, which honestly just did work, to be fair. Because funnily enough, in a game called VR Chat, unless you're actually playing one of the mini games that people have made, you don't need to walk around all that much, because you can just sort of like go in a room, sit down with a group of people, and talk for a bit. Hello, Core! Oh, and he's come for a health check. Means I can sippy my tea. Posture. Ugh. And a stretch. Thank you. Yes, you're obligated. Obligated to apply. Hello, you're having a health check. Do not resist. A spook! Oh, you went and got the hunter. Just loose thread. We have a spook! Wow, and a sage! Wow! 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 What? Gotta play them games, huh? Them numbers games. Spock, you sit. Spock. Wow. has a new game. Sadly, I am as of yet unable to get puppers in it. Which game is this? Whomst. Which game be these? Ah! My time at Sandrot looking at gifs and memes for one of the puppers. I think I have to make it my friend before it lets me pet it. Look. Where's gifs and memes? Ah, puppy. Puppy. She wishes to be known. No, do not pick up. No, do not interact. Oh. Cuddle time. Oh, Sadie, you do make some silly noises, don't you? Yes. Angie. Exclusive offers on Stellaris DLCs? I don't care. Now! No, it's awful, isn't it, Sadie? life is pain. How dare I be cuddled such a way? How dare my father shower me with love? Big baby. She probably wants another snack. Can we use NDA for Sandrock dropped a week ago and there was no viewership? Now that it's out early access, there's almost 4K people watching it. I'm glad today is a gym rest day. I need it. I'm very sleepy. Yeah. You can't go to the gym every day. You'll literally fall apart. So people are like, I gotta go to the gym every day in order to be healthy. It's like, you're literally tearing your body apart at the seams if you try to do that. Da beans. I think one problem that I sometimes deal with when it comes to drawing Pokemon is that obviously I look up the Pokemon reference and then I try too much to emulate the Pokemon style. Whereas with Arcanine, I think I've suitably made it clear that it's like, yeah, it's an Arcanine, but it's an Arcanine that I've drawn. At least with the Haunter, because it's a simple shape. I think it still comes across, actually. Oh. Excuse me. Felt that one coming. Ugh. I use Thursday as a pure rest day, grind every other day. That still sounds a lot. I feel like you need at least 2 rest days. Like a Thursday and a Sunday or something. Or maybe a Monday, because Mondays are always busy. You don't want to do the opposite of your intention and injure yourself, because then it's just not... Yeah. The whole reason you go to the gym is to get better and feel better. You end up injuring yourself. It's like, ah! Who could have foreseen this? He's back again. Suffer so hard. Life's imperfections. Is it so hard to be human after all? There's something about you, baby, so right. There's a few out today, isn't there? Dang spam bots. Well done, team. Oh, no, gotta head back to work. See you later. Catch you later, Core. Thank you for stopping by. It's always appreciated. Excuse me? I mangled this area in the sketch a lot, huh? That's just a jumble of lines. Okay. Put that. There we go. Yeah, I like that one. That's a nice one. Okay. Fluff ends here, but I think it needs to continue down naturally. So it's sort of here. And getting the healer chest piece from the raid. Yeah, I saw that. It was very pretty. I was thinking when I was making lunch today, I was like, oh, it's been a while since I've played FF again. Time is fake. Oh no, maybe I'll pop on a little bit tonight. It's one of those things where I don't know if I'm in the mood for it. Yeah, I saw the pictures. Very pretty. Big beans. Big beans. Show me the beans. I need to finish that bean emote. That's another thing I need to do. Maybe I'll do that once this is done. Because this is still technically a commission, so I need to finish it. But maybe once it's done and my slate's clean again, I'll finish that bean. Finish the beans! You know, the mode you can always leave it, yeah. I think part of the reason... I mean, I've not been in the mood for it for a while, but there is also the added thing, like it's not the only reason, but there's the added thing of I know in my brain, because I had a fresh install, oh, all of my presets are gone, my HUD has to be changed, all of my abilities need to be remapped for all of my classes, which for me is almost all of them. My gear sets aren't saved anymore, my adventure plates are gone, and I'm just like, oh, that's so much just like admin work. I don't want to play a game to do admin work. So I think that's part of why I've not been in the mood to play. The knowledge that even if I was in the mood to play, my game is not currently in a state where I can play it, basically. Yeah, I know I gotta fix it at some point. And that's just the, pain. I think when I first opened up the game to at least make sure it had installed correctly, I think I at least got Dragoon. sorted because obviously that's my main. But when it comes to doing story quests, obviously so the XP doesn't go to waste, I like to try to do some story quests on alt classes, and all of them are messed up. So yeah, like, do 1 or 2 classes, because majority of classes I don't play, I just have them all unlocked. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Let me ask you this. I actually quite like having the VTuber on. So I was thinking that for some games I would keep the VTuber on. That is a legitimate question for if I want to play FF, because I know obviously for you guys, one of the main reasons you like me playing FF is because you like to see my reactions. And I feel like some of those reactions may be dulled by the VTuber, because obviously you can't see my full face and it doesn't register all my expressions, and you know, it's got the expressions that I have to manually trigger, which I can do, but it's not the same. So there is that. That was something that had occurred to me. But mostly, as my ADHD brain is often wont to do, it's just whatever the game of the moment is. I should get a Mikote rig. Nah, I ain't doing that. The only reason I have this is because I was able to do it myself from my VR chat avatar. I don't know how to make a VTuber rig from scratch. And they are expensive because they are a lot of work. So I wouldn't be doing that. I'd rather say you need to face it. That's fair. Other games I might keep the rig on. Especially since the game of the moment that's residing in my brain, because Twitch recommended it, is actually Digimon. Because there's this new beta thing. It even says like, oh, this is just a beta thing, so take it with a grain of salt. But there's like a beta thing behind the scenes where it tries to recommend games for you to try. Or it's like, based on what you have streamed in the past, and what people who watch your stream like to watch, but also simultaneously being games that have low stream accounts at the moment. So it's literally you don't have to play what's new to be popular. So it's literally mostly old games, and when I clicked on a couple, a lot of them were like, oh, there's only like 5 people streaming this game at the moment. So they're like niche. But one of them was Digimon, and I was like, I love me some Digimon. I may actually follow that advice, and I may play me some Digimon. I think I'm gonna have this arm come in front of this fur tuft, actually. So yeah, that might be something that happens in the future, and that will probably be VTuber. Yeah, it's one of those things where I said like, I like Digimon. I've got like Cyber Sleuth on the Switch, which was very good, and I also played both Dawn and Dusk. Actually, I played both on the DS, which was very Pokemon-esque in that there were 2 versions with slight differences. I loved that as well, so I do really like Digimon. The OG PlayStation Digimon, I really like. I am bad at it, so it would not be a cognitive stream. Yeah, the OG one. You know the one that you got me. Yeah, that one. That's the one that Twitch recommends I should play. That's the one that it recommends we should play. So yeah, I do want to do it, because obviously we've got the game. But as I say, because I played it when I was younger, so I definitely did not have a grasp on being a gamer, so I might do better at it now. I think this was also because it was of the generation of games where trial and error can often be a thing, of the internet didn't quite exist, so you wouldn't necessarily know how to do stuff, so I'll probably be like looking things up. But yeah, go in and have fun. I'll probably have like maybe a little bit of a Digivolution guide open, because it's one of those ones where in modern Digimon games they make it more apparent of, oh, if you want your Digimon to evolve you need to do this, whereas in that game it was just like not made clear at all. Yeah, the only reason I succeeded at all was because I had a guide. Yeah, see, when I had it originally, when I was young, when it came out, internet, not a thing, really, so just had to sort of brute force it, so I never beat the game. And I think even at one point when I first started, I was actually really bad at looking after my Digimon, because I wasn't very good at tactics or fighting, so my Digimon would die a lot, and it's one of those things in Digimon where if your Digimon dies a lot, then you don't get good evolutions. So I think I ended up getting bad evolutions and ending up like being a little sulky kid and then like leaving it and then coming back later and then doing a better job of it as I got older. So I might do a better job this time now that I actually know what I'm doing and how Digimon works as well, because I think I was kind of in the Pokemon mindset of like, well, all I gotta do is level up and get XP and then that's it, but Digimon is a bit more complicated than that. But it didn't necessarily tell you that. Things like, oh, you've got, if you want a Greymon, then you have to have 450 in your attack stat and 3 battle victories. Nothing in the game told you that. I resist the urge to look it up, but yeah, because Lord knows I'm probably going to be looking it up a lot when I actually come to give it a go. But I mean, obviously we're going to try to get Garurumon. This is the thing as well, is that that game you have one Digimon partner. Whereas in the more modern ones, 3 is the more standard number. You have 3 partners. 3v3. You can have I believe it's a team of 6 like Pokemon, but you have 3 active at all time, the modern ones, which is pretty fun. Cyber Sleuth and the DS were both 3v3. Unless it was a boss battle, in which case the sprite was massive and took up 3 slots, which was also pretty cool. The DS ones were good, man. And I kind of want to play the DS ones as well. I got Marimon so often, but I thought the eggs were random, so when I got an egg for an evolved tree I didn't want, I went and let it die to try again. I got Marimon so much, and a T-Rex guy that wasn't Greymon. I got him! I think that was Tyrannomon, the red guy. Yeah, I had Tyrannomon once on a playthrough. I remember that because I think it was the last time I played, which would have been when I was more of a teenager. I say that more when I was a teenager. That would have been probably when you gave me the disc. When you gave me the copy, because I didn't have my copy anymore, which I was very sad about. So when you gave me the disc, I obviously immediately played it, and I believe Tyrannomon was what I got. I believe I had Agumon into Tyrannomon. I remember as a kid I was very confused because I didn't grasp the simple concept of the question at the start of the game, where it was like, do you like day or do you like night? And I was like, well, I like day because that's when I go out and do stuff. And I didn't know at the time that that was literally, do you want Agumon to start or do you want Gabumon to start? Because if you pick day, you get Agumon, and if you get night, you get Gabumon. I didn't know that, so I was always really confused, where I was like, I picked day, but I want Gabumon. Wait. I think it was a birthday gift, yes. I believe it was. Slightly side note, I remember that you put 2 discs in there, there's 1 and 3 in there. I keep thinking in the back of my mind that I need to see if I can find like a separate case on its own so that I can keep the discs separate. So that they can be next to each other on the shelf instead of having the 2 discs in the one case. That's just a little mental note to throw out there. I wonder if there's anybody out there who actually like sells empty PS1 cases. Like, it's very unlikely they get manufactured anymore, but obviously in this day and age of people making their own stuff, because I think we've got 1 or 2 cases that might be cracked just because from old age. So if we could get replacements for them, that might be nice, just to have the shelf look a little tidier. That's just me thinking aloud. I remember whenever I got Leomon or Angemon, I would get so freaking excited. Trying to get Andromon was so hard. That's the thing, because I was so bad at the game, I don't think I ever got to an ultimate stage. I don't think I got to ultimate. I think I got... Yeah, I think I did get Meramon at one point. I don't like him that much. Digimon World 1, first thing that comes up is Digivolution Guide. Yep. That checks out. Game FAQs! God, vintage website. Game FAQs. Ah, the ASCII art. First time I ever beat that game, I had the Red Beetle Champion Pokemon. Kuwagamon? Kuwagamon. Yeah, I said I never beat that game. I just trained HP and damage and bum rushed it like a with a quick chapping Pokemon move. Sounds about right. I feel like I was always the kind of person who tried to go balanced. Because again, I didn't fully understand how evolution works, so I tried to like raise all the stats evenly, which like didn't really meet the evolution requirements for anything, because Digimon, it was quite often like, oh, for this one you want high speed, or for this one you want high attack, or for this one you want high defense. So if you went and just tried to go balanced, you just kind of went, eh. I think that was potentially my problem. Yeah, I think it was like a case of like when you have your in training, you basically just want to train it in the gym for ages, and then once you have a rookie, you want to go out and start actually fighting and winning battles, because winning battles can affect your evolution. It was so tanky late game, Pokemon did enormous damage with AoE, so the enemies would blow themselves up, and I kept throwing up HP ups to him. Monochromon, I think that was one that I got. Monochromon, which was like the kind of rhino-esque guy. And I remember getting my ass kicked to me by the drilling one. I don't think he's called Drillmon, or maybe he is. You know, the guy who was always, he was like rolling on the floor when you go into the cave. God, I remember getting my ass beat in that fight all the time. Monochromon's kind of grey, but yeah, I think that was the guy I had when I had my Monochromon. I think my Monochromon was fighting this Molmon? I don't think it's Molmon, but yeah. And I just lost horrendously. Dramogamon, that might have been it. Dramogamon. Yeah, kind of purpley. I feel like I'm being sacrilegious at the moment and drawing Pokemon but talking about Digimon. There were so many that I'd never seen in that game, and yet the things I enjoyed the most were the shopping and the canyon and the fishing. Yeah, and we talked about this a lot in when Legends Arceus came out. We referenced this one because in Legends Arceus, when you complete the side quest, there was the good feeling of seeing the town fill up and grow, and we were like, oh, it's like in Digimon when you do quests and people come to town and the town grows. It's such a nice feeling. Just remembered the arena. I think I set foot in the arena. I was like, nope. Nope. You could get Megas in that game. Wow, I didn't even make it to Ultimate, but you could get Megas. I know what you're referring to. There was sometimes my Otis one would just freaking leave his mansion to come fight. My only complaint was if you Digimon lost in the arena, they lost a life. Yeah, that was the problem I had with the game of like, you got 3 lives. That's it. And you gotta start over, and I'm just like, oof. But again, that's PlayStation era of like, games are tough. I never understood Megas because you'd have it for basically 1 day of its life cycle. Yeah! they go back. Because it's like, oh, it's gone old. Oh no, these aren't Megas. No, they are Ultimate. My mistake. The game doesn't go to Mega. I thought Phoenixmon was a Mega. It definitely is. It's one of my favourite ones. Weird. It doesn't. It was like, oh, I was looking at this list and it's like, oh, here's what you can get. You can get Phoenixmon from Bergermon, and I just looked at that and I was like, Bergermon doesn't evolve into Phoenixmon. It goes to Garudamon, then Phoenixmon. So they left out Ultimate and made them Megas, but still called them Ultimate. This is very confusing. Oh, they've like merged them together, I think. Yeah, you can get Metal Greymon, which is an Ultimate, but you can get Phoenixmon, which is a Mega, but it's classified as an Ultimate. Huh. They didn't put Megas in the game, technically. Interesting. I know he's not here, but Jesus Christ, Core. Are you reading that? Apparently a guy tried to shoot up one of the businesses in my complex, but was arrested before anything could happen, so everybody's okay. What the America is so screwed up. My god. No. I can't. It's such a stupid place to live. I'm sorry. How can anybody stand it? How can you just casually say someone was gonna go shoot up where I work, but it's fine because they caught him? That's not fine! Yeah, same. I think I may have to just brush over that. And probably much in the same way that Core is. What the fuck is going on? What time are we on? 4:20, nice. So yeah, going back to Digimon, obviously got to work out about capturing it in order to put it on stream, but since Twitch recommended it to me and put it in the forefront of my brain is now like, man, I kind of want to play that again. So I don't know when it'll happen or if it'll happen, if we can get it working, but if we do, that's something that might happen. Have we had any mystery skulls so far this stream? I feel like we haven't. Maybe I just didn't notice. Spell you get amazing magic. Bailiff in the HMV in my town. To order in, it costs £50. Wow. Classic games. Magic, 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 magic. Magic, magic, magic. Oh, Spook's got something on his screen. He's been listening to me talk, even if he hasn't said anything. Oh, that looks like something that's working.
It's furry porn!
My avatar died because you said that. You killed me! You killed me! You did murder on sight. You killed me. He evolved this morning. Wow! I bet he can be made of Greymon! I remember the cutscene. Just wait until you see my Metal Monemon. Ooh, can you bind it to a controller? Oh, good, you're here. Magic, 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 magic. Oof, that early era PS1 FMV. Oof. Yeah, the humans were, but the bit with the Digimon, Metal Greymon and Mamamon fighting. Kid me was like, this is the tightest shit. Hello, Nemo. Always lovely to see you, friend. Magic, 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 magic. I was never able to get Skull Greymon, which no one's surprised was edgy and I wanted it. Yeah, that's not surprising in the slightest. But I believe Skull Greymon is one of the ones where it's like, you actually have to be very bad. Because it's a virus type Digimon, so you gotta like kind of be a little bit shitty to your Digimon in order to get it, I think. Care mistakes, 10 plus. So yeah, so you gotta screw up looking after it, but keep it alive in order to get a Skull Greymon. Yeah, and Devimon. The quote unquote evil Digimon require you to be a bad trainer, basically. And you need to have won 40 battles by the looks of it. I wonder if you guys can guess my fave Digimon. Is it, Vadermon? It works! Oh, Spook got it working!
My friggin' genius.
Ah, smooch! I was heavily smooched! Well, there we go. That means that potentially this Digimon stream might be happening. We just gotta get that moved over to my stuff. No! 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 Ah! You're shaking my ears! Skull Greymon in the anime, coolest thing I saw until Black War Greymon. Yes, we know how edgy you are. We know. I wonder if you guys can guess my favourite. I already said it, yeah. My guess was Vadermon. And I say that purely because I saw his name earlier when I was looking at the Digivolution list. Unless it's like... I don't know, there's probably an Octomon, let's be real. How did you do that? Yeah. Yeah. I assume so.
I imagine Nemo's favourite is the guy in the trash can. The stinky, no, the golden dude with the arm.
Oh, Sukamon. Poop. Nope on both. Sukamon, the poop Digimon. I don't actually know then. Not as well versed in Digimon as I am Pokemon. I mean, I know a decent amount, but oh my god, it's like, people say, god, there's so many Pokemon. Digimon is ridiculous. All I can say is message Spookdas if you're interested.
Message me.
Well, well. Give us a clue, Nemo. I think when it comes to Digimon, we need a hint to go off of. Or are we thinking too obviously, given what your favourite Pokemon is? So is your favourite Digimon, like, Angelwoman? Because I remember what your favourite Pokemon is.
I bet it's the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's my favourite Digimon. What was the teddy bear Digimon? Monziamon. I'm waiting for the chat to catch up because I've... yeah. He was very strong, but in game he made the Ooze Digimon go in his suit. Yeah, you are better thinking about my fave Pokemon. That's what I'm saying. I remember what your fave Pokemon is. But no and Angemon, yeah. So not it's Angelwoman, the female one. And again, it's like, it's weird to think of it, but I guess Digimon kind of has generations, quote unquote. They weren't like promoted like generations, but obviously when you take the anime in consideration, you can sort of think as, oh, yeah, Deviwoman's a good guess. Or is it Lady Devimon? No, it's not Deviwoman. Lady Devimon was the that one.
Is it the Skull Dragon one? I don't know what it's called. Skull Greymon?
Yeah, Skull Greymon.
Oh, it's that it was called.
Yeah, so did Das. Edgelords.
No, I played him in the game. It was like...
You actually got one?
I played Dusk and Moon.
Oh, in Dusk and Moon, right. Yeah.
Was it Dusk and Dawn?
Yeah, it was Dawn and Dusk. Yeah, in Dusk, one of the starting teams gives you a Skull Greymon. I think I chose that team because it gives you Skull Greymon and Blackware Garurumon. I was like, well, obviously I want to have the Garurumon one. Having her fight Anjuan definitely didn't awaken anything peak anime. Yeah. If you didn't hear us, Nemo, we were like, is it Lady Devimon? Is our next guess? It's a rookie Digimon and you would likely approve. Oh, a rookie! Okay, well that narrows it down a little bit. Is it Salamon? Or is it Gabumon? Because obviously I really like Gabumon. Patamon is...
Pac-Man, Mon!
Patamon is Patamon, Des.
It's Voltion!
Shut up! I'm not talking to you. What's your fave, by the way? Well, it's actually really hard for me to pick a favourite Digimon. Obviously, I really like the Garurumon line. I also really like Magnadramon, though. The dragon that Gatomon digivolves into. Yeah. The funny thing is I was actually part of a Digimon community for a while. I know I have the Pokemon vibe, but I was in a few Digimon communities at one point. And I think I did sort of go with... I think I did just say Garurumon because it was easier. I do really like Garurumon because obviously the Ice Wolf. But yeah, Digimon I find it hard to pick. Raidramon, also very cool. Phoenixmon, Birdramon, like the birds, they're all very good as well. Well, you are a gogglehead. Thanks. Stuck between Whalemon, Paimon, Andromon, or Angemon. Do you like a Zulongmon, Des? I don't know, did you get to the point in the anime where you saw a Zulongmon? Because I don't think that was a quote-unquote Gen 1 guy, I think that was a Gen 2. He's very cool. He was a cool guy in the anime. A Zulongmon. Blue dragon, if you couldn't guess from the name. Oh, I remember him. He slaps Black War Greymon. Yeah, because at the time they were like, you know, Black War Greymon is a dangerous thing, and a Zulongmon is one of the protectors. Thank you, Google, for listening to everything I say and knowing that I was about to Google a Zulongmon. You get a big beard. He's like a grandpa. Yeah, he didn't appear in Season 1. He was in Season 2. Yeah, he's one of the 4... Oh, they have a title. There's 4 of them. Yeah, there's a Zulongmon, Tsukayomon, which is a mouthful, Ebonumon, and Baikumon, which are based off the 4 cardinal directions in, I think, Chinese mythology? A white tiger, a blue dragon, a green turtle, and a red bird. In the north, south, east, and west. Yeah. It was another one of those things where I couldn't pick a favourite, but I was sort of like... There were a couple that were like close, that are like not quite perfect. Like, I really like Magnadramon, and I remember the kid me was like, oh, but it's pink! Pink's for girls, I don't want it, it's too girly. But as I get older, I'm less concerned about that, and I'm like, you know what, pink's fine. I don't mind pink. Especially since I like purple a lot now, and obviously pink is close to purple, and obviously blue's got a pink suit. I'll stick with Andromon and Mechamon from the Dark Masters as my faves. Don't think that's his name either. Are you referring to Machinedramon? The guy who looks like a bear, he looked like he has a bear trap for a face? I'm trying to think of a clue that isn't obvious, like you said it's not a Pokemon, like you said it's not like Pokemon Generations or Elements. Yeah. I mean, they've kind of got types. in a way. Like, there's the dragon ones, like, you know, Agumon and Greymon and Machine Dramon. Well, I guess Machine Dramon's a bad one because he's one of the mechanical ones. They have kind of got types. There's Holy and Dark and Plant and Aquatic. So if you can find out what type it is, I don't know if they're called types. I think they're referred to as attributes in Digimon. To be fair, I haven't watched Digimon in ages. I know, this is getting this sort of like, maybe I should rewatch it. I think it's their attribute. Oh no, attribute is data, vaccine, virus, or free. What is it then? Family. Ah, family. Which have slightly different names in Japanese, but can roughly translate over, which is basically Nature Spirits, which I think is Plant, Deep Savers, which is Aquatic, Nightmare Soldiers, which is Dark, Wind Guardians, Flying, Metal Empire Machines, Unknown, obviously, Virus Busters, which I think is Holy, Dragon's Roar, which is Dragon, oh no, Nature Spirits is Beast, yeah. Nature Spirits, I think, is Beast, not Plant. Because Jungle Trooper, I think, is Plant. Yeah. So, Dragon, Beast, Plant, Aquatic, Dark, Light, Mechanical. Vaguely is what they are. Attribute, data, type, animal. Data Beast. That's a rookie. It's not Gobblemon, is it? Actually, Gobblemon might not be data. Is Gobblemon? I'm curious now. Is Gobblemon data? Apparently, apparently Gobblemon has potential to be multiple ones. Is it Goblinmon? Is it Goblinmon? No, he's Virus, I think. Yeah, he's a Virus. Agumon's a dragon type, I thought. Is it... Is it Lopmon? Is it Renamon? Hey! Got there in the end. Because Renamon's ultimate evolution is not similar, but has the same vibe as God of War. And not to mention that Cubimon is awesome. I like Cubimon. Renamon gen, I could never keep up with it. It was after that gen that I petered off. If you want to refer to them as gens, see that's season 3. I watched all of season 1, all of season 2, and I did watch all of season 3. And then when season 4 came round, I was like, I'm losing it a little bit. It's lost some of the spark. I headcanoned the Gen 1 Digidestins were the parents of the kids in season 3. I don't remember if they were related. Maybe? Oh no, they weren't, because they actually had their parents towards the end. That was like an actual thing that happened. They were like, what the hell are you doing? You can't save the world, you're just a child. And they were like, I'm not just a child, Mum, I'm a Digidestined, or whatever anime thing. That's 100% what they said, you can't prove me wrong.
In Eric Cartman's voice, was it?
Yeah. That's definitely the quote from the TV show. The voice actors were the same. I heard Kairu's voice actress on my ears went as a kid. Yeah, the rabbit in Beastars is the same voice actress, which turned my head. You okay, Han? Oh, fair enough.
What's for Tilo?
What do you want to have, I suppose, is the question. We've got chicken Kievs, the fake chicken, and the fake sausages. I've got half a jar of pasta sauce that I need to use with something, so I was probably going to use it with the sausages. So it'll be sausages and a pasta sauce, kind of similar to last night, so I don't know if we want to leave that for tomorrow, so that we have a bit of variety. So, chicken Kiev? Okay, yeah, we can do chicken Kiev. I'll probably keep going for 10 more minutes until it goes to 5, and then I'll turn the oven on to heat up and go for my walk, and by the time I'm back it should be up temperature and the food can go in. Plan! Got a plan. Piximon and Relamon were so cute. Kyrie and TK shipper for life. Yeah. Yeah, I think majority of people were. It wasn't a stretch. I like Ty and Sora, I'll die on this. Yeah, I like them as well. I think foxes are cute. Yes, so do I. Like me foxes. Foxies! Yeah. I mean, much like Pokemon, there's a lot of Pokemon that I like, which is why it's nice that you can have a team of 6, because it's nice to have a selection. There's loads of Pokemon that'd be like, yeah, I'd have that on a team, I'd have that on a team. It's very much the same with Digimon, but it's harder for me to solidify a favourite. At least with Pokemon, I'm like, oh, Arcanite's my favourite. But with Digimon, it's like, oh, I like this one, but I also like this one, and it's hard for me to nail down which one I like the most. No surprise that I love Angemon. I based things to rebuke the violence on his Hand of Fate. As you say, it's not surprising, but it is cool. Just because it's not surprising doesn't mean it's not cool. I was desperately trying to erase a smudge on my screen there. Magna Angemon's Gate of Destiny was the scariest thing to me as a kid. It was like an instant disintegration, yeah. That's the thing, because it was an anime, they did sort of lean into the anime, like, hype things and power things that they always do, so I remember in Gen 1, and it was like, you know, Magna Angemon's like the strongest ultimate Digimon, and then literally in the next arc, it's like, he's no longer the strongest Digimon, this Digimon is the strongest Digimon, but then they Digivolve again, and now they're the strongest Digimon, but then they're no longer the strongest Digimon in the second season, and then they Ultra Digivolve, and now they're the strongest Digimon. It's just the standard anime thing of, we've got to go higher and higher and higher and higher every single time. It's very funny. I like my boys that were champion and ultimate that could bunch above their weight classes. Yeah. It was always the theme of like, oh, he's a champion Digimon, but he's as strong as an ultimate. Blah. Did anyone watch Disney's Gargoyles? I didn't, actually. That was one I missed out on as a kid. I know loads of people loved it. I missed out on that one as a kid. I'll do Arcanized Stripes on a separate layer, just in case.
I get so lost sometimes. Days pass, and this emptiness fills my heart. When I want to run away, I drive off in my car. But whichever way I go, I come back to the place you are. All my instincts, they return, and the grand facade so soon will burn. Without a noise, without my pride, I reach out from the inside.
In your eyes, like the heat.
I am complete. I see the doorways of 1,000 churches. The resolution of all the fruitless searches. Oh, I see the light and the heat. Oh, I wanna be that complete. I wanna touch the light, the heat I see in your eyes.
Yeah, I don't know if you were actually here, Nemo, but the reason we were talking about Digimon in the first place is because Twitch apparently thinks that I should try streaming Digimon as a recommendation. And I was like, sure, I'll follow that recommendation. I don't think I'm going to follow the recommendation of, hey, maybe stream Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I don't think I'm going to follow that suggestion. But I was like, yeah, I'll try that Digimon suggestion.
Wasted, and this moment keeps slipping away. I get so tired of working so hard for our survival.
Bless you, sweetie.
Ah,
I look to my time with you to keep me awake and alive. And all my instincts, they return. And the grand facade so soon will burn. Without a noise, without my pride, I reach out from the inside. In your eyes,
Like the heat.
I am complete. I see the doorways to 1,000 churches. The resolution of all my fruitless searches.
Oh, I see the light and the heat. Oh, be that complete. Wanna touch Thank you very much.
till there's nothing left and oh, it remains there in your eyes.
There we go.
Whatever comes,
That was well timed because I got the boy lined. I need to do the line waiting, which is the bit that I was talking about at the start of the stream that I was quite enjoying with These Are the Boys. Just how the lines have varying thickness and thinness. You know what, you can sort of see, especially I think compared to Haunter, but you can sort of see it on Crobat as well, in comparison to Arcanine, where we've had the line weighting done and where we haven't had the line weighting done. It's a new thing I'm doing, and I'm liking it a lot. I feel like it adds to the pictures very nicely. But that will have to wait for next time, or whenever I next want to work on this, because it's 5 o'clock, which is when I said I was going to stream to. Because I want to go for a walk, and I gotta get food ready for this evening. And who knows, maybe some point this weekend we're going to see some Digimon. Maybe even tomorrow we'll see some Digimon. Actually, no, I might have stuff to do tomorrow. We'll see. There may be Digimon in the future. It's ironic that this is the song that's playing here, because I think this is actually my outro screen song. So I'm literally about to stop playing this song to play this song. Funny how that happens. Thank you for coming, guys. I'm glad you liked it. I like having you guys around. Thank you very much. And yeah, so potential Digimon stream in our future, apparently. I do still need to finish this picture, so if I'm being sensible, I'll try to do that. So I might do this, I might continue the picture tomorrow if I have time, and then we'll have a weekend game stream. But we will see. The only way that you can know for sure is to follow me on Twitter if you aren't following me already. You can find my Twitter link down below. Thank you very much. Remember, you can see on this little bar that's been underneath me the entire time, I am open for commissions, so you can drop me a message and I will get back to you and we can sort something out. For now, I hope you will have a very good day. Take care, everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!